This is Ishan, who came here, and he's from India. He came to Australia to study architecture. When he first arrived, everything was new. His first day on campus was overwhelming, but that seems like a long time ago. He's now more settled and confident. He knows his way around and has made friends.
I have a part-time job to pay my rent and to cover my living expenses while I'm studying here. It is at uni, and which is convenient, and I get to see my friends every day.
Ishan was also lucky to have some friends in India who had lived and worked in Australia. They were really helpful and gave him some tips to get started. Because Ishan was coming to Australia on a student visa and his course is more than 6 months long, this meant he would be an Australian resident for tax purposes. So one of the first things he did was to get himself a tax file number, or TFN, by completing a TFN application or inquiry for individuals form online. You've got to be careful with your TFN. You can't just give it to anybody because it is part of your private information and your identity. Don't put your TFN in a job application form, either via internet or on paper, because it may be misused by someone else. And don't put your TFN on your resume. Only some people and organisations can ask for your TFN. Examples include the ATO, your bank, your employer, but only after you start work, superannuation funds, the Department of Human Services, which includes Centrelink, or registered tax agents for tax purposes. When Ishan got his first job, he gave them his TFN within 28 days of getting the job, and they deducted the right amount of tax according to the tax table, which can be found on the ATO website. If Ishan had not given his employer his TFN, they would have deducted the maximum percentage of tax from his pay. So giving your TFN to your employer is really important to make sure you are paid correctly. Once he started working, Ishan also made sure he started record keeping. That meant keeping records of all his income and expenses, such as dry cleaning his cafe uniform that has a logo on it. So now he has records of everything he spends that relates to his work, as he may be able to claim the costs as tax deductions. This reduces the amount of tax Ishan pays every year and gives him a bit of extra money. It's a good idea to check the ATO website for a list of what you can and can't claim. Social media makes it easier too. He follows ATO on Twitter, has liked ATO's Facebook page, and watched the ATO's YouTube videos that are relevant to him.
Although I remember how strange and scary it was when I first arrived here in Australia, it is amazing how easier it gets as the time goes by. It does get easier.